church of the total man, a church for men, wisdom of the ages for men. We're going through Proverbs chapter 8 today, so get your coffee, get your Bible, or you can just sit back and listen. Proverbs chapter 8 is entitled The Blessings of Wisdom. So in other words, the consequences of the application of knowledge. We've learned a lot in the first 7 chapters. Does not wisdom call? Does not understanding raise her voice? On the heights, beside the way, at the crossroads, she takes her stand. Beside the gates, in front of the town, at the entrance of the portals, she cries aloud. To you, O men, I call, and my cry is to the children of man. O simple ones, learn prudence. O fools, learn sense. Prudence and sense. Hear, for I will speak noble things, and from my lips will come what is right, for my mouth will utter truth. Wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are righteous. There is nothing twisted or crooked in them. Remember, this is a king, a very experienced man, teaching a younger man. They are all straight to him who understands, and right to those who find knowledge. Take my instruction instead of silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. Interesting. Instruction and knowledge and wisdom is better than silver, gold, and jewels. I find that interesting. What are they usually indicative of? Wealth, right? Think about this for a second. Real wealth is having instruction, knowledge, and wisdom. So much talk in the men's community about a high-value man, but not a lot of talk about a high-virtue man, a man who takes instruction and knowledge and wisdom. For wisdom is better than jewels, and all that you may desire cannot compare with her. For wisdom is better than jewels, and all that you may desire cannot compare with her. So seeking wisdom is more valuable than anything. Anything that you can desire in this world does not match to the value of wisdom, instruction, and knowledge. Now here is wisdom speaking, being personified. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence, and I find knowledge and discretion. The fear of the Lord is the hatred of evil. Now that's something interesting. A lot of people have asked, what does it mean to fear the Lord? Here it is right here. The fear of the Lord is the hatred of evil. Skipping ahead to Proverbs 31, where it says, charm is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Here's your answer right here. What does it mean, a woman that fears the Lord? We're skipping ahead for a second. The fear of the Lord is the hatred of evil. Wow. A woman who hates evil. That's all it is. It's not a mystery. Fearing God is just hating evil. Revering God is hating evil. Pride and arrogance and the way of evil and perverted speech I hate. This is wisdom talking. I have counsel and sound wisdom. I have insight. I have strength. By me, kings reign. By wisdom, kings reign. And rulers decree what is just. By me, princes rule, and nobles, all who govern justly. I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently find me. Wisdom, let's just put the word wisdom in there. Wisdom is saying, I love those who love me. Wisdom loves people. that love wisdom. And those who seek me diligently find me. Diligently find me. Again, wisdom is the application of knowledge. Can you say that you are practicing the seeking of the application of knowledge? Riches and honor are with me. The result, the blessings of wisdom, the consequences of wisdom. Riches and honor are with me, enduring wealth and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, even fine gold, and my yield than choice silver. Again, just kind of comparing the most important thing, the most valuable thing that you can actually possess is wisdom, because wisdom will lead to enduring wealth and righteousness. Riches and honor are with me, enduring wealth and righteousness. So if you seek silver, gold, and jewels, you may not get them. But if you seek wisdom, that just comes with wisdom, is enduring wealth and righteousness. I will walk in the way of righteousness, in the paths of justice, doing what is right, granting an inheritance to those who love me, and filling their treasuries. Granting an inheritance to those who love me. So it's transgenerational. Your wisdom, the benefits, the blessings of wisdom that you get are passed on to your children and your children's children. They inherit the blessings of your wisdom. So if you act foolish, your family, your children suffer. If you seek wisdom, it's a blessing to your offspring. It's their inheritance. My dad was wise. My father was a wise man. Can you say that your father was a wise man? If he wasn't, it's not too late for you to start that family tradition of being a wise man and passing that on to your offspring. The Lord possessed me at the beginning of his work, the first acts of old. Ages ago I was set up at the first, before the beginning of the earth. Where there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no springs abounding with water, before the mountains had been shaped, before the hills, I was brought forth. Before he had made the earth with its fields, or the first of the dust of the world, when he established the heavens, I was there. When he drew a circle on the face of the deep, when he made firm the skies above, when he established the fountains of the deep, when he assigned to the sea its limit, so that the waters might not transgress his command, when he marked out the foundations of the earth, then I was beside him like a master workman. And I was daily his delight, rejoicing before him always, rejoicing in his inhabited world, and delighting in the children of man. And now, O sons, listen to me. Blessed are those who keep my ways. And now, O sons, listen to me. Imploring you to listen. You first have to listen before you can apply wisdom. Blessed are those who keep my ways. Or, let's just put it in modern language, those who keep the ways of wisdom will be blessed. Positive consequences to those who keep my ways, the ways of wisdom. Hear instruction and be wise, and do not neglect it. Listen to wisdom. Blessed is the one who listens to me, watching daily at my gates, waiting beside my doors. How many times have we been inattentive? How many times have we not listened to instruction? to wisdom, to the application of knowledge. And then we kind of reaped the consequences. It's difficult. When I look back on my life, I see the hard times that I have had are the result of not listening to wisdom. Look at the hard times in your life. What were they from? Was it because you applied wisdom or you ignored it? Blessed is the one who listens to me, watching daily at my gates, waiting beside my doors. In other words, you're very eager for wisdom. Is it no coincidence or surprise that wisdom channels all over social media, including YouTube, are very popular, have millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views by men? Is it no surprise? Because people aren't teaching wisdom. Fathers are not teaching wisdom. Mothers are not teaching wisdom to their young men. Watching daily at my gates, waiting beside my doors. Blessed is the one who listens to me. For whoever finds me finds life and obtains favor from the Lord. So wisdom, whoever finds me, wisdom, finds life and obtains favor from the Lord. But he who fails to find me injures himself. All who hate me, this is an extreme example, all who hate me love death. Wow. Whoever finds me finds life. So there's life in wisdom, in making the right choices. Think about those choices. I mean, think about the choices that you make every single day. From what? A cup of coffee when you first wake up. Think about the choices you make, the pair of shoes or slippers that you put on when you wake up in the morning, shirt that you wear, pants, shorts that you wear, the comb or brush that you use to groom yourself, the glasses that you put on. Think about the decisions that you make. You say, well, that's easy. It gets a little tricky when it comes to matters of fidelity, who to marry. Many of us have learned that the hard way. We were listening to something other than wisdom. Read between the lines there. He who finds me finds life. It's almost like if we don't have wisdom, the death process starts. It's not like instant death, but literally it's a process of death. Our life just gets bad because we're making the wrong decisions. And it says, and obtains favor from the Lord. So making the right decisions, from the simplest things upon waking to who you associate with, to, think about this now, to who you choose as a life partner, as a spouse, as a helpmate, as a co-builder. But he who fails to find me injures himself. Our choices can hurt us. As men, our choice of women has hurt us in the past. You've heard me talk about, for years now, choosing the right woman, the right helper, and how much trouble has been in our lives because of bad choices of a mate. You've heard the phrase, if I knew then what I know now. I was talking this week with somebody about second and third marriages, and that people get married for different reasons. First marriage, you get that's with people who've had multiple marriages. First marriage is one set of motivations. Second is completely different. The third is completely different than the second. That's the, if I knew then what I know now, you'd make different choices, wouldn't you? because you didn't apply wisdom. You were listening to something other than wisdom. I'd like to say the gorilla, those of you who have followed me for years. Is it no coincidence that the first 7 chapters were about forbidden women? There's 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs. The first 7, it just seemed like over and over it talked about the smooth words of the forbidden woman. It's how we fool ourselves. We trick ourselves. We don't listen to wisdom. Whoever finds me finds life. Finds. I lost a knife. I have no idea where it went. I did eventually find it. But I'll tell you what, I looked in the couch cushions. I looked everywhere for that. It was a pocket knife that I loved and I had for 30 years. What blows me away is that I turned this house upside down in order to find that which I lost. I worked harder at trying to find and get back my knife. I had no idea where it was. When I was changing the sheets and the bedding, I heard something hit the floor. And I think it was because when I changed one night to go to bed, I just laid the clothes across the bed and the knife fell out of the pocket and was somewhere like in the sheets. And then when I went to change the bedding, but I turned my house over. I mean, I looked everywhere for it, everywhere. And it occurred to me that I looked harder for that knife than I have for wisdom. The effort that I put into finding something as insignificant as a pocket knife was unbelievable. But how much effort have I put into finding wisdom? For whoever finds me finds life. Implying that there's a search going on. What does your search history look like, right? When you look at YouTube and Google, different search engines, one of the things that you see when you go to a main page is your search history, your browser history. You know, there's that joke about deleting your, instead of wearing like a med alert bracelet, you know, that says, I have heart problems or high blood pressure or, you know, whatever. There's that one bracelet, it was a joke, that said, delete my browser history. That always made me laugh. What is our search history in life? Not just on the PC, not just on the computer or on our phones. What is our search history? Are we known as a seeker of wisdom? What is your spiritual browser history? Have you sought wisdom? Do you find that you have a lack of life in your life? Vitality? It says, whoever finds me finds life. That's pretty wild, isn't it? And obtains favor from the Lord. So those who search, I just think, like, if I searched for God and wisdom when I was younger, as much as I searched for that knife, I would have been in a different place in my lifetime right now. Where would you be if you spent as much time searching for wisdom as you do? Think about it. We even call them search engines, right? There's a field called search engine optimization. We pay people to do that for us. But he who fails to find me injures himself. Proverbs chapter 8. Next week, the chapter 9 is entitled The Way of Wisdom. How can you in the next week search for wisdom? How can you practice that? And I'm not like a guilt-tripping kind of guy. We as men have searched for the perfect mate. You go on dating sites, you go out and about, You are always scanning, just like your phone is always looking for a Wi-Fi signal. You're scanning for a woman. Your eyes are just like moving across the room as you're swiping for a woman in your life. The phone that I have, that I'm recording this on right here, tells me every week how much time that I've spent online searching for things. It actually gives me a weekly report of how much I have searched. How much have I searched for wisdom? I'll speak to myself. How much have you searched for wisdom? Rather than just wing it, rather than just rolling the dice or spinning the roulette wheel when it comes to career, finding a wife, a suitable woman for yourself. He who finds me finds life. How many times have you felt like you were dying when you went through struggles? You felt the death process. I know in my coaching, I always talk about passive suicidal ideation. In other words, just wishing that you weren't around. Like you're not going to do anything about it, but you just kind of wish you weren't here. He who finds me finds life, because you haven't found wisdom. Many times the desire to no longer exist, the passive, suicidal kind of feelings, is because we haven't sought wisdom, the application of knowledge, and we feel hopeless. He who finds me finds life. Did you ever go through a dark time and you just think to yourself, inside your head you say, I wish I was dead. I wish I wasn't here. He who finds me finds life. So the antidote, the solution to not wanting to live or wishing that you weren't here, is wisdom, because that brings life, not death, not the process of death, not the process of dying. I'll see you next week.